This is Vapi.ai. It's the tool that will allow us to create our AI voice agents. If you want, you can click on Talk to Vapi and you can have an idea of how good the tool is. The good thing is you can get started for free. So all that you need to do is click on Open Dashboard, sign up for the tool using your email or Google account. And then once you sign up, you're going to land on this page here. On the left side, we have everything that can be done with Vapi. This is a simple overview. In here, you are going to see the number of calls made, average duration, total cost. Today, we are going to be focused on assistants and tools. So the first thing when you click here on assistants that you will see is the assistants that you've created. In our case, there is a default assistant called Raleigh. And to the right, you can see how much it will cost to use this assistant in a minute base. So to use Raleigh, you are going to pay 15 American cents per minute. And this is the latency of this model. We are going to be seeing this more in details soon, okay? So the model is OpenAI GPT-4o cluster. And then you have here a brief configuration of what this agent will do. So the first thing is when the agent picks up the call, we have the option here of first message mode. In this case, the agent is going to be the first one to say, hello, how can I help you? For example, in this case, the message is thank you for calling. Then we have a default company here. And then the agent is introducing itself and asking how it can help. So in this case, the agent speaks first. If you want, you can set it up so that the agent waits for the user to speak. Or if you want, you can also make the agent speaks first, but based on what the AI generates. So in this case, it won't be this message here. Then we have assistant prompt, and this is the most important part of your voice agent. So in here, you will define the identity and purpose of your voice agent, the persona, and many more characteristics that will make or break your AI voice agent. Going down a little bit more, we have the voice configuration, which is the voice that your AI agent will use. In this case here, by default, we have Vapi as the provider, and this is the voice that has been selected. If you want, you can choose between many other providers, such as 11 Labs, DeepGran, and much more. Now let's just have a quick look here on tools as well, because tools are extensions that enable your AI voice agents to do specific tabs. Okay, we will be seeing all of that in this tutorial. Let's create our very first one and see how it will perform. So if you click on Create Assistant, you're going to have an option to name your assistant. You can either start from a blank template or you can select a predefined agent here. So let's start by giving it a name. In our case, our AI voice agent will be called Atlas, and it will be a customer support specialist. So let's click on it and select Create Assistant. Okay, I'm not sure why, but when I created the agent, it was named as Alex. So if the same happens to you for some reason, just click on this pencil icon and then you can rename the agent again. So now we have it named as Atlas. And the first thing that I want to do here is I will replace everything that says Tech Solutions. Now, let me show you something. For the sake of this example, we created a company called Eden Supply. This is an imaginary company that sells tea. So I created here some policies and FAQ questions. And the idea is we are going to upload this document in our AI agent, and this will enable our AI agent to answer the questions related to this document. So for example, if a customer calls our company and asks, what is the processing time of your orders? The agent should be able to say, our orders are processed within 1 to 2 business days. So the idea here is we would start with a policy and FAQ documents, and as new questions pop up, we would be constantly updating this document. So if we go back to Vapi, then let's go to more, and in files, you are going to click on choose a file and select the policy or the document that you want your AI voice agent to have knowledge about. Now that our assistant has knowledge about our policy and FAQ document, let's go back here to assistants. Down here, let's just make sure that we select that file, and then we are going to click on publish. Publish is the way of saying that you are saving whatever changes you make here. Okay, so just click on publish, and now what we can do is we can quickly come to our assistant prompt, and as you can see, by default this agent has a prompt. We are not going to be reading the whole thing now. We will create another AI voice agent from scratch so you can better understand the prompt. But for now, the first thing I will do is change everything that has tech solutions in it to Eden Supply, which is the name of our company. Okay, now that we have our prompt with the correct name of our company, let's finally test our AI voice agent and see how well it performs. So to test it, the first thing I will do is just click on publish and then skip. And now we will click on talk to assistant.
Hi there. This is Alex from Eden Supply Customer Support. How can I help you today?
Hi, my name is Marcus. I want to buy some tea supplement and I would like to know how much is the shipping costs to Australia.
Thanks for reaching out, Marcus. For international shipping, including to Australia, the rates are calculated at checkout based on your order and shipping location. If your order meets the free shipping criteria, it'll be adjusted accordingly. If you have any other questions or need help placing your order, feel free to ask.
Yeah, actually I have. I would like to know how long do you take to process the returning. For example, if I want to refund my product, how long will it take for you guys to process that refund?
Good question. Marcus, refunds are processed within 5-7 business days after the returned product is inspected. Let me know if you need details on starting a return.
Okay, thank you so much. I actually only have a final question, and the question is, can I track my delivery? How can I do it?
Yes, you can track your delivery. Once your order is shipped, you'll receive a confirmation email with a tracking number. You can use that number to track your package online. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask.
Yep. If I change my mind, how much time do I have to cancel my order?
You can cancel your order within 12 hours of making the purchase. If you decide to cancel, just let us know within that time frame. If you need help with cancellation or anything else, I'm here for you.
All right. So as you can see, the quality of this call was really, really good. However, one of the things that caught my attention was the fact that the AI voice agent introduced itself as Alex, and the mistake here was I named it as Alex, but in the first line I forgot to change from Alex to Atlas. So just make sure that you do it on your own voice agent, okay? And as you can see, all the questions have been successfully answered. And as you can see here on the transcript, every time that the tool needed to answer a question, you can see here this command say default query tool, and basically this means that the AI voice agent was calling our document to research the database, and then based on the document it was answering our questions. And that's where we need to understand that the first time this never will be perfect. So the idea here is you will interact with your AI voice agent, and based on the conversation you will adjust the prompt. So it will be back and forth in the beginning. You talk to it, it gives you results, and you modify it based on what you want the agent to do. Okay, now what we are going to be doing is creating another AI voice agent, but this time from scratch. And this one will have the ability to book appointments in our calendar, so it will be a much more powerful agent. Let's click on create assistant. Now for this one, I will name it Polaris, and we are going to select blank template and click on create assistant. As you can see, the name now is Polaris, which is right. This is our cost for this agent and the latency. If we want to change it, we just click on here, and here you can have a good idea of how much you will be paying for it, but also the speed it takes for the agent to reply. I want Polaris to speak first, and this is the first message I want her to say. Let's change it. So this is the first thing I want Polaris to say when someone calls. As you can see, I created a company called Pixelness. That is a company that helps with repairs of phones, video game consoles, and computer. Now what we need is the prompt, and again, this is the most important part of your AI voice agent. What I recommend you to do here is, I recommend you to go to one of these AI agents. In our case here, I went to Atlas, copied the system prompts that Atlas had, and then I went here to ChatGPT and I told it that I was creating an AI voice agent called Polaris, and that we had this company called Pixelness, and that the company offered repairs for video games, mobile phones, and computers. I also told it that Polaris will have access to two tools. One tool to check the calendar and another one to make appointments. We are going to be setting up these tools together. And last but not least, I also asked ChatGPT to create a section in our prompt that tells Polaris exactly which day is today. Because the idea here is when a customer calls and they ask, okay, do you have availability for today at 2 o'clock? She, he, or whatever the AI voice agent is, needs to know exactly what today's date is, okay? And then of course, there are a couple more of things that I had in mind, but the main point is, I described what I wanted from this AI voice agent, and then as a benchmark, I gave ChatGPT exactly the same prompt that I copied from Atlas, so it has a good idea of what I want. And the chat took a while, 1 minute and 36 seconds, but came up with a really good prompt here. So once we have that, what I'm going to be doing is, let's go back to Polaris, and now I will copy the prompt that I was given by ChatGPT. As you can see here, you also have an option to generate a prompt using AI inside Vapi. So if you want, you could also use that option as well. Let's click on update. Going down below a little bit here, you can see that you have a number of tokens. This is the amount of tokens spent by our agent in every interaction. So this could also be a way of you controlling costs. Okay, and you have the temperature. The higher this number, the more random and unpredictable your AI voice agent will be, and the lower, the more it will stick to whatever you have defined. Now let's give Polaris access to our calendar tools. So you need to go to more integrations, and integrations are all the third-party tools that you can integrate with your AI voice agent. In our case, let's go down to find Google Calendar. You can either scroll down to the section called Tool Providers, and as you can see, Google Calendar is in here, or just press Ctrl F and type in calendar. Now just click on connect. You will need to log in with the Google account that have access to the calendar that you want to connect. Select all and click on continue. Now all that you need to do is just close this window. Now that Polaris has access to our calendar, as you can see here, we need to create two tools here. One for her to be able to check the calendar availability, and the other one for her to be able to book an appointment. To do so, all that you need to do is click on Tools, Create Tool, and then we are going to look for Google Calendar. And in this case, let's start creating a tool called Check Availability and give it a description. All right, so our description is use this tool to check calendar availability. And here I will just specify our time zone. In my case here, Australia, Sydney. Now we click on Save, and we need to do the same thing again. Click on Create Tool, go to Google Calendar, and this time we are going to select Create Event. So this is the description to the tool, and again, I am specifying the time zone. I don't think we need calendar ID, but if for some reason we have an error, we may need to put it in here. Once you do that, just click on Save. Then now we need to make sure to go back to our assistant, then we need to select tools, and in here we need to select the tools that we just create for Polaris, and then just click on publish. All right, now I think that's enough. Let's see if Polaris can talk to us and make booking based on our calendar availability. So first of all, let's click on talk to assistant.
Hello, I'm Polaris from Pixel Nest. How can I help you today?
Hello, my name is Marcus. I would like to book a phone repair appointment.
Hi, Marcus. I'd be happy to help you book a phone repair appointment. Can you tell me what issue you're experiencing with your phone?
Something is happening. For some reason, the phone is just stuck on the main screen and I cannot unlock it.
I'm sorry to hear that. It sounds like a phone repair issue related to software or possibly a hardware malfunction. Does that sound right to you?
I think so. I'm not sure. I'm not the specialist.
I totally understand, Marcus. It's best to let our technicians take a look. Let's get you booked in for that phone repair. What day works best for you to bring in your device?
I would like to make an appointment today at 11 a.m. Does that work for you?
It looks like we're fully booked today at 11 a.m. I'm really sorry about that. Would you be available to come in later today or perhaps another day?
Yes, I would like to come in later today. What time do you have available? Do you have 1 o'clock available?
We have an opening at 1 p.m. today. Does that time work for you?
Yeah, that works for me.
Great. Before I finalize your booking, can I have your full name, please?
Yeah, my full name is Marcus Lima.
Just to confirm, that's Marcus Lima, Markuslima. Is that correct?
No, it's Marcoslima.
Got it. Thank you for clarifying, Marcos Lima. What's the best email address to send your confirmation to?
You can send it to mvm.lima, Lima, 20202020 at gmail.com.
Let me double check I have that right. That's MVM Lima, mvm.lima 20202020 at gmail.com. Is that correct?
Yes.
Thanks, Marcos. And what's the best phone number to contact you if we need to reach you about the repair?
It's 1234567
Just to confirm, I have 1234567 Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Perfect. You're all set for a phone repair on today, November 11th at 1 p.m. at Pixel Nest. We'll send a confirmation to MVM Lima 2 0202020 at gmail.com. And if needed, we'll contact you at 1234567 Does that all look correct?
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome, Marcos. Thank you for choosing Pixel Nest. We look forward to helping you get your device back up and running. Have a great day. If you need anything else, just let me know.
All right, so a couple of things about this call. The first of all, I wanted Polaris to have a female voice, and to do so, you need to go down here and in voice configuration, you just make sure that you choose the voice that matches your approach. So this is the first thing. The second thing is, if you have a look now at our Google Calendar, as you can see, as you saw when I was talking to the AI agent, it didn't immediately add our booking appointment at 1 p.m. as I asked it. And I didn't know exactly why that happened, so I needed to dig around to see. And the first thing I did was I went to call logs, and here you can see all the calls that the AI agent made. So in our case, this was the call, and I start looking here to see what the problem was and why the calendar booking didn't show up in our calendar. So the first thing I did was I needed to find the tools. So in category, you need to have a look at when the tool was called. I know it looks a bit confusing, but I just want to make a point here. So you can see that the model did call the tool and apparently it was booked. But when I went to my calendar, I still couldn't see it. And that's when I realized one thing. Make sure that your Google Calendar is set for the same time zone that you specified in Vapi.ai. In our case, we set up our time zone to be Sydney, Australia. But when I went to my Google Calendar settings and the language and region, I realized that it was actually set for the United States, and that's why I couldn't see the booking. Okay, once I select the right country and went back to my calendar, I could see that the appointment was in here. What happened as well is whatever I had before in my calendar will get adjusted to the new country's time zone. So it might be a bit of a mess. So to start on the right foot, I recommend you, the first thing you do, you go to your Google Calendar, make sure that it's set to the local time zone you want to show your appointments in, and then you won't have any problems. As you can see here, the appointment has been made, which is awesome. We have the customer's contact email address, we have the customer's name, and we also have here which type of appointment is, which is a phone repair, just as we specified. Now that we saw what our AI voice agent is capable of, I want to show you a very important feature, which is the reports that you will receive after each call. So after each call is always a good idea to have a summary of the call and some important information that was spoken about. So if you go here to analysis, you have here the summary of the call and which prompt has been used to make this summary. We will leave this as it is. What we want is structured data. And what we want to do here is after every call, we want a couple of information such as the customer's name, customer's phone number, customer's email address, and the date in which the appointment was booked for. So to do so, let's add first a simple prompt. So this is our prompt. You receive a call transcription. Based on that, provide the type of appointment, name of customer, customer email address, and customer phone name, and the time that they chose to book the appointment. Now, what we need to do to receive that data is add a property to each one of these data. So for example, type of appointment, the name of the customer, customer's email address. Just click on add property and type in the name of the property you want to add. Now that we set up all the variables we want to receive, that's when automation also comes in from the N8N side. Okay, so what you need to do now is just go to advanced messaging, and now what we need here is an endpoint to send information to. So if you go to your N8N and create a new workflow, let's type in AI voice agent as the name of the workflow. The first thing we are going to do here is add a trigger, and this trigger will be a webhook. This webhook will be the endpoint that our AI voice agent will send information to. So just make sure that you change this method to post and then leave it as test URL for now. And all that you need to do is just copy the webhook path, go back to Vapi and make sure that you paste it here and click on publish. By doing this, we are basically telling our AI voice agent that after every conversation, it will take all this information that we just asked here, these variables, and send to that webhook so that, for example, we can get that information and put on a Google Sheet, or if you prefer, you can receive our email notification with the call summary and many other things that we can do. Now, the last thing you want to do is just make sure that you come down here to server messages, and we are going to unselect all of these and leave just end of call report. And the end of call report is the information that we just asked to be sent with all those variables that we defined. Make sure you click on publish. Now, because this is a test workflow, you need to click on listen for the test. Now we are going to talk here with Polaris one more time and see if she will send all the information to our N8N webhook. Alright, so now we are back here in N8N, and as you can see, the webhook did receive the information we want. And this is the structured data that we asked with name, phone number, email address, type of appointment, and appointment book and date. One of the things that I needed to do was to make sure that the workflow was active. So in this case, you activate the workflow. You need to go back here to the webhook, and then you click on production URL. Make sure you copy it. Go back to Vapi, and here on the advanced part, go back to message make sure that you update this URL here with your production webhook URL. Then you click on publish. Then what I did was I had another call with Polaris. The call ended with her booking the appointment as I asked, and then our webhook received the information that's in here. Now, since we have this information, you can do whatever you want with it now. For example, if you want to make sure that every time that someone calls your business, you will get a notification, for example, you can add here a Google Gmail or a Google Telegram node or whatever other sort of app you want to be notified. If you want as well, you could add, for example, a Google spreadsheet to log all the calls that you ever made. Vapi itself has this function, but if you want to have it in a Google spreadsheet, for example, all that you need to do is just click on the plus sign, then type in Google Sheets, make sure that you select this operation here, append row, and now all that you need to do is ensure that you select the right credential. This is the operation, the resource you want. You need to specify which spreadsheet you are going to give access to. I created this simple spreadsheet here, and what I want is to grab its ID. Its ID is everything that is in between these two slashes here. Just copy it, go back to N8N, select by ID, and paste the ID here. Now what you need to do is select a spreadsheet, a tab inside this spreadsheet. As you can see, we only have one, which is called call logs. So in this case, if you go back to from list, you will see call logs here. Now all that you need to do is just make sure that you drag and drop the values that you want to be appended on our spreadsheet. So for example, customer name, in this case here, this is the value. Now email address, all that you need to do is go to the email address and drag and drop here. Then appointment booked date and time, that's going to be here. Type of appointment, customer phone number, and last is the summary of the call. So as you can see, once we've done that, all that you need to do is just click on execute step, and as you can see, our spreadsheet will get that data appended into it. That's it. So the data is here now. Now the last thing you could do, for example, is to add some sort of notification node here, either Gmail, Telegram, anything that could help you to know that a new call has been made with your AI voice agent, so that you know exactly what the call was about and you are always in the loop. Back on Vapi, let's have a quick look on the pricing. If you click here on the price, you will see that they have a pay-as-you-go model, which is excellent, super efficient for cost. You only pay what you use, and as of the time that this video is being recorded, you can get started with $10 for free. So as you can see in my account here, I still have $8 and I haven't paid anything. I just signed up and received a $10 credit to be able to test the tool. If you scroll to the bottom of the page, you can see that you can do a quick simulation of how much you will be spending. In this case, if you make 1,000 calls of a minute per call, you would be paying $50, which is pretty affordable. Now that you know how to create an AI voice agent that handle your calls and book your meetings, you might want to know how to send emails just using your voice to make this process even faster. And this is exactly what I show you in this video here. Have a look. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. See ya next time. Take care.